So,
Oh, yes.
are we ready to start?
Are y'all ready for this?
Yeah, my phone's
It's just
Wow, I'm like really amazed over here. I'm like sitting here staring at this whole thing. Wow.
right.
So,
Yes.
um,
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon.
hi everybody.
Yes.
How are y'all doing?
Good morning. Pretty well.
Yes.
That's
Weird,
good.
but-
That's good.
Oh yes, the Go Nuts podcast with Anders J. Hare and Chance the Legacy.
Yes.
Mark Borja here too. So yeah, we here.
Yep.
here.
I'm
we're-
excited.
Yes. Yes.
We are in here today.
Mhm.
So, I don't think the audience knows, but me and Chance go
Way back.
way back.
Oh yes, tell us the
Definitely do.
stories.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
we're here
yeah,
to find
tell
out
us
what
the
this
stories.
legacy
Ooh.
is.
So, me and Anders met, 11th grade? Was it 11th
Yeah.
grade? Yeah, we met 11th grade. His best friend, Josh, shout out to Josh,
Yes.
introduced us. Actually, no, we had a class together too.
We had a class. We had psychology together.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
with Mr.
Yeah.
Brown?
Yeah, Mr. Brown, yeah. And that class was a mess. But, yes, we had a class together. We did sit near each other, but we didn't really know each other like that.
Mhm.
We had a mutual friend, but we didn't really hang around each other. Then I forget how it started, but I'm very talkative, so I guess
It's because,
Anders may remember.
yeah, not to get too deep into
No,
it,
we
but
can get
like,
deep. Yeah. Okay, we're just getting started. So,
so
Yeah.
Chance basically was friends with Josh.
Mhm.
And honestly, when I first met Chance, I didn't really care for Chance.
He
I thought he was like kind of,
You're like, who the fuck is this?
I thought he was a little annoying. Oh, actually, I knew who you were like for the majority of high school, and I was just like,
Yeah.
he's kind of annoying. So
Because I
When
talk
we
a lot,
act-
so
Yeah.
when he became friends with Josh,
Hello.
it kind of forced me to sort of embrace Chance a little
Yeah.
bit, and I found out that Chance was a really cool person.
Oh, nice.
You know?
Yeah.
Chance, you're nice.
you know.
You seem real
So,
chill.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, no. I had a lot of energy. in
Oh,
school.
yeah.
So it was just
Yeah.
like, hi, how you doing? Like I was very abrasive. Like,
Okay.
like I don't know. So I was very headstrong, and I remember we used to because we at one point we didn't sit together at lunch. And I
Yeah.
remember we started sitting together outside.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, and then we kind of got used to like being around each other and things like that.
Yeah.
And then kind of skip forward a little bit. Senior year, I think that's when we got really close.
Yeah.
Towards the summer of senior year, but
Yeah.
basically,
Summer after
yeah.
we graduated.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff what transpired basically was kind of the fact that we had to do a lot of events together.
Mhm.
We actually were in a thing together too. What's it called?
What kind of events was it? Like extra
Oh,
stuff?
Campus Connection.
Campus Connection.
Oh,
So
okay.
we were touring. Yeah.
Ooh,
So
that
we were
damn
touring,
Campus Connections.
Okay. Yeah.
touring
Yeah.
campuses around
Yeah.
the United States. I guess you could say on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah,
kind of
it was-
no, they were HBCUs though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where sort of a lot of our friendship sort of built up over
Because we didn't really know each other at all.
experiences.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like we were rooming. Like I don't think we ever.
We
roomed
didn't
together.
room together, but
Yeah.
we were always in each other's room
Yeah,
and stuff like that,
exactly.
just like hanging out and stuff.
There you go. So,
But-
nice, yeah.
So the reason that you're here today is because you got a lot going on, Chance.
Yes.
When do I not? At this point.
Chance the businessman.
Yes, it's a good thing though.
Yeah.
It's a good thing though. It means that the fact that you stay busy and you
Yeah.
stay doing work that can impact other people, and it's sort
Inspire,
of
yeah.
you leave a positive impact on people. That's something a lot of people can't say about their jobs.
Yeah, I think for me, it's a sense of allowing myself to remember that I'm a person too. Because
Right.
I put out so much energy
Mhm.
that sometimes I'm like coming home and I'm like I have no energy for myself, or not even just myself, but my dog, or my family, or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be, and making sure that I am. I guess this year alone, and I think it's taught all of us that we need to kind of take care of ourselves,
Right.
especially
Mhm.
because of the fact that we don't know what could happen tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So, Yeah.
That was a big thing for me because of the fact that like I am a big advocate for therapy and I go to therapy myself.
Mhm.
I think we all do now.
yeah, at this point.
It's very helpful. So,
and-
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
My biggest thing for not going to therapy originally was the cost. I was like, I don't want to spend money to talk to somebody
Yeah, when
about
you
my
talk to your
problems.
friends or something.
and then I
like
don't
that, yeah.
trust them
Yeah.
because like they're just sitting there and writing things down. I'm like, what you writing down? And she's like, continue talking. I'm like, I'm stopping. Like,
Right.
let's talk about you. That was my first session. I was like, so this is about
Really?
me. Yeah, I was like, you can talk to me about yourself. And she's like, that's not how this works. I was like, you can talk about yourself. I'm like, I'm not the only person that's going to be talking here. So,
I feel like she probably could have been like, well, I guess just to get it started, yeah, we could do that. But
Yeah,
Our
just
future
like maybe
efforts
like
know.
disclose like a little bit, like, cause like even with my therapist and he like I get to know him just a little bit. He doesn't tell me
Exactly.
about everything. I know he's got kids. He just got a kid, and then now like his dad was like in the hospital for a little bit. He's
Oh,
like,
wow.
so just ask him about how he's
Oh,
doing
okay,
and
yeah,
things like
yeah.
that. So like just like just little
Yeah,
checkups.
just generic.
Yeah,
I don't know her first name.
Oh, you don't even know her first
No,
name?
okay. My new
Oh.
therapist, I do.
Oh, okay.
I know her,
was
I
gonna
know
say,
her
yeah.
information, but at
Yeah.
the time, and then she was trying. My therapist at the time, she was
Yeah.
trying to give me so much advice about my life,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but like it was weird. She was like trying to give me advice on things that she was, well, just stop then. I'm like, I can't just stop. Like that's my job. Like you can't just not do that. And she was like,
Yeah.
well, just get you a regular job. I'm like, okay, you're not helpful because you're just telling me things I should just not do anymore, and that's not gonna, like, that doesn't help me. But did that. I think throughout this whole like pandemic and everything like that, I've allowed myself to really be human in a sense,
Mhm.
Right.
and feel like, okay, well, let's take a step back, because throughout this whole thing, and today's date is what is it? August.
It's
whatever.
the 16th
16th,
Sunday. Yes.
Oh, good.
Kids
Sunday fun
kids
day.
start school tomorrow.
Yeah.
CMS kids.
I bet you're going
Charlotte
nuts
Commercial Schools.
because you're also a foster parent.
Yes,
too.
I am.
So you're a businessman.
And
You got your own salon. You have your own marketing company, and then you're fostering how many kids? 4?
I'm fostering. Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Right. I was like,
You lost count for a second.
It's like, how many?
No.
And
so
how old are you?
I am 24 now.
24.
Yeah.
Just turned 24
Oh wow.
last Sunday.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday,
Thank
Chance.
you.
Yes, happy
it was
birthday
like
again,
literally
yes, yeah.
almost probably
It was
like
last
5
Sunday.
days ago. Yeah.
It was last Sunday. Yeah.
There you go.
think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
There
a
you
week
go.
ago.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah. Most people our age would be like, oh my god, that's a lot. That's a lot.
And
for you
then
guys to
I
do.
am.
So, yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Should I say it? Disclose that on the podcast?
Disclose what?
I would say it.
Yeah.
I'm buying a house.
Oh, okay. You can disclose any information like that as
and
long
this
as
is
you're
probably
okay
like,
with
what
it,
in
so.
the world? I did
Yeah.
not know this.
Oh, that's
no,
not-
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, okay.
You told
We
me.
we talked about it, and we were
Yeah.
looking at houses and things like that. No, I was just figuring out if I wanted to disclose it in the sense of, I haven't said it out loud like at all. So that's the first time I've ever said it. Like
Oh, okay.
I've been doing the
Publicly,
processes
yeah.
of writing everything, but it's not to speak it out loud.
Yeah.
I'm packing bags, things like that. I'm very, very nervous.
Yeah.
Especially to be buying, not to toot my own horn, but to be buying a big old house the size it is, and being the sole responsibility person. Like I'm
Yeah.
responsible for everything that goes on in the house. So
Yeah.
it's just like it has a basement and like I don't know. So
And plus, like you'll have your family in there too
Exactly.
already. So, well, you make sure to take care of the place too. So,
Yeah.
well, hopefully this house I'm living at right now doesn't burn down by the time I get home. I don't know the status of
Goodness.
that.
Did you leave the oven on?
I think so.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Lord.
Well,
he was like, are you like, wait, what? I was joking. No, seriously, it may be on. I'm not sure.
you probably did. The
Well, no,
microwave
I have a
on, too.
camera in my house, so
Okay.
I looked at the camera right before I came in here, and
You see smoke.
well, if the whole camera burns down and collapses, then I know that the house is gone. But I have
There you
insurance
go.
on the house, so
Yeah.
thank God. So yes, I have 4 children at the moment. 2 of them are my sole responsibility for the rest of my life. 2 are just kind of I do something called rapid response, and that is a program for foster children that are not allowed to, that basically don't have somewhere to go.
Right.
And it's kind of emergency placement. They can stay up to my house up to 30 to 40 days.
Yeah.
Usually it's 30 to 40 days, but they can elongate it if need be, if they can't find them somewhere else to go. And that's kind of what I do on a daily basis, not daily basis, but every month or so, whatever case may be. And it allows myself to really get to know other kids, because I have so many different kids. I have, all different races, all different, backgrounds, things like that, that teach me things about,
Nice.
their upbringing.
Yeah.
And they show me how to cook certain things. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I've had Hispanic children, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I love tacos. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then
Yeah,
I'm making
show
tacos.
me how to make a authentic
yeah.
taco.
And
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's not how you make a taco. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? They're like, no.
Wow.
Give me the ingredients. I'm like, oh, okay. You mean like a real taco? Okay.
Yeah,
no,
like
I
an
don't know how to do
authentic,
that.
like real traditional
Yeah,
Mexican taco.
like,
yeah.
exactly.
Wow.
We don't know.
So-
We don't need no Tex-Mex here. So
Right.
fuck that shit.
No
Yeah, no,
Taco
no.
Bell.
Yeah, no Taco
No
Bell.
I'm the
Yeah.
taco kit guy. Like I do
Yeah.
that stuff. So
Oh.
they want like authentic taco food,
Yeah.
seasonings and all.
Mhm.
I remember one of the little girls I had, she was like, let's go to Compare Foods. That's when my mom used to take me. I'm like, okay. So we went to Compare Foods. She started throwing stuff in there. Now she's like 8. So I'm like, okay. does she know what she's doing, or like
Yeah.
is she kind of like just
It's in her blood.
yeah, exactly.
She knows.
She kind of was just like
Yeah.
putting things together, and then we went home. And she didn't necessarily know how to cook the stuff. She just kind of gave me instructions of how to do the thing. So she didn't do it herself, but she kind of guided me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like from her
interesting.
family and all that stuff
Exactly.
before.
That
Okay,
sounds
nice.
really interesting.
That's really great.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's what Rapper Response is, and
Yeah.
then obviously. So the thing about it is, people don't seem to understand this. I get this like daily.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know the difference between adopting kids, fostering kids, and then I guess like Rapper Response kids.
Yeah, like,
Right.
I didn't know there's those three things there.
Yeah. So
Before you get into
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
though,
go ahead.
we gotta sum up everything
That I
about
do.
Chance. Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So
Yeah, 'cause
I
we
guess
also
we
have the
can
business
really.
part too. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like you own a salon. And
Yeah,
all-
so I
have
own a
marketing
hair
things there
salon.
Too, so yeah.
So
yeah, go ahead.
I guess we could start with your name.
Yes. What is Chance the Legacy?
So my name.
what does your name mean?
Yeah.
Chance the Legacy.
What does it mean to be the
Oh,
legacy?
okay, yeah. So I can give you, I guess, the backstory of that. When I was younger, my parents used to call me the legacy. I never knew what that meant.
Mhm.
I thought that, and it kind of sounds cliche in a sense, like, oh my God, they were destining you for success. It's like, no, it just kind of was this weird thing that they used to do. And then I guess when I became, I want to say after high school, I really embraced that. Because I used to be called, I know Anders remembers this, but my Instagram name used to be called Onyx.
Yep, I
Remember that? Like
that.
back in the, yeah.
I remember
And
that.
I don't know why. My
Maybe the
cousin came up
Pokemon?
with the, I have no idea.
There's
why
there's a Pokemon called Onyx.
Oh,
It's
maybe
pretty
that's
badass,
why.
yeah.
It was Onyx __. I don't know what that meant.
Onyx.
But
I mean, yeah, I've heard of that one too. Yeah.
so, and then I really embraced Chance the Legacy. And then my thing was for my marketing company, which is called Legacy Worldwide Group. It's creating people's legacies for helping them create their legacy.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's kind of the idea.
wow.
Yeah. So I help create everyone's legacy
Oh, that's
in marketing and
awesome.
management. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So yeah, Chance the Legacy on Instagram. Guys can follow me.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Legacy Worldwide Group, which don't go to that Instagram yet because
It's building it. So,
It's
yeah.
coming.
Getting together.
It's
Yeah.
coming.
Get it
It's in the
together.
works.
I like your mindset where
Okay.
you're just shooting up, you're
Yeah.
aiming up for the stars right there, and you're
Yeah.
gonna like, cause your parents they call you legacy, like they're putting all that pressure on you. I'm
It's
kidding.
a lot of
Right.
pressure. No,
Yes.
it is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but like it's I love how like your mindset is to just keep going up and up and like keep going and like yeah.
Right.
We're gonna leave a legacy here. So yes. Mhm.
For our audience that doesn't know you, Chance, can you tell them a little bit about what you do?
Yeah.
Outside of foster parenting.
Yeah. So I guess what I do full time is I own a marketing management company.
Okay.
And that's like the umbrella.
Yeah.
Underneath that umbrella, I manage a few businesses in New York, Atlanta,
Nice.
and Texas.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of them being my salon that I own here. I own and manage it. It's very hard for me, but I'm getting through it.
Yeah.
Now, I guess a little bit of backstory. I'm not going to go too deep in it. Basically, my mom was a hairstylist. She moved back in 2016. I took over the hair salon, kind of bought her out of her own hair salon, and then I took over from there. So it's been 4 years. I have my days where I'm like, forget it. Forget everything. Close it down. I don't want to do this anymore. Because it's a lot. It's very different from everything else that I do, dealing with not necessarily females, because I'm not going to say that, but just the cattiness of it all. Sometimes where people can get jealous.
You can get dramatic.
Some type
Yeah,
of way.
very dramatic for no reason. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Because like even yesterday, they were like, she took my client. She took my client.
It's like I don't know what to fucking say.
I'm like, I'm sorry because you said that you weren't available. So I gave it to the next person because I need the money to still be in here.
Yeah.
I don't need her to take it.
It could
go
be a
somewhere.
lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that, so I do, and that's called Runway Styling Studios. And then I market and manage a company, and I have stock into the company now.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of it?
Rockstar Pets. They're on Instagram, getting their Instagram together. Yes.
Are they,
Push them all out there. So there you go.
So what are they?
Yeah,
what
so
kind of
it's
company
a
is it?
a dog transport company.
Okay.
And we transport all around the world. It's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
Yeah, I don't think you
That's
knew
like-
that. Yeah, like
So like you like
There's
deliver
like a
pets?
whole market. Oh gosh, that must be expensive.
it's so okay. So it's like
Yeah.
something I love.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a good idea.
Yeah,
I'll say
so
that.
transporting one transport, and
Okay,
I've done a
yeah.
couple transports myself. You get about. This is gonna sound crazy because people are like, "What? Are you serious?"
Yeah.
You make around $600 to $1,000 one transport,
Oh, okay.
and they pay for your hotel,
Yeah.
food, everything like that.
I
Oh,
can
wow.
see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So it's really amazing. So
Yeah.
you're basically transporting exotic dogs, all around the world, delivering them from their breeder to their, I guess, forever home.
Oh, okay.
And we call them pet nannies.
Yeah.
And they're the nanny that kind of takes care of the pet. Rockstar Pets is such a great, and I guess I'm plugging it right now, but basically,
You're plugging everything right now.
Yeah, no, at this point,
Yeah.
it's such a great company. Like I know there's a lot of pet transporting companies, but for them to take the initiative and make sure and ensure that the dog, I should say child, the dog is well kept while it's under the cabin. I mean, in the cabin because they're in there with you. We feed them, walk them, all that stuff, and then deliver them to wherever they have to go. So
Okay.
that's kind of And then I think boutique in New York.
Nice.
Yeah, Teaneck, New Jersey.
Oh, it's
Yes.
Jay's mom's thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my aunt's. My aunt's. What
Very
is it?
family oriented business.
Yes, it
We
is.
love to see it.
There you go.
I would love to see it. I just thought of something else that you had told me before. But yeah, so that's kind of everything. And then Atlanta, I do some hair stuff there, but that's
Okay. So,
trying to get back in. I don't like Atlanta, Georgia.
really?
I don't.
Yeah. ATL? No.
No.
What's wrong
No.
with the ATL?
Yeah.
Very
What
dramatic.
did the ATL do to you?
Dramatic.
I
Everything
can
is
see that.
dramatic.
Oh, it's
in
more dramatic
Atlanta.
than anywhere
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
I could see
Okay.
that.
Like people act like
Yeah.
the smallest thing. Like if you, oh my God, I'm just like I don't think I like it here. I am trying to venture off into LA.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I love California. I was just there like a month ago. No, June. I was in there June.
Yeah.
Loved it. But people were very on high alert because of the whole COVID. They're like,
Everyone is. Yeah.
I
quarantine
heard that it's
14
really-
days. I'm like, okay, but I don't have.
I heard that it's really
So-
intense in California.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's raging right now. So I can't. That's why I'm not going back.
Yeah.
But but I'm waiting
Eventually,
till after
maybe.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So
Yeah.
Speaking of COVID, actually, I wanted to know, being that you do run all of these businesses that you're telling us about, what are some ways that you've had to adapt because of COVID? Like, how has it affected you as a businessman and
Yeah, 'cause
entrepreneur?
Yeah, because
Oh,
I can
so-
imagine with all the hair salons, like
Yeah.
definitely dealt with a lot. So
So yeah, we. Oh, you just reminded me about like a whole lot of stuff that I kind of put in the back of my mind. So you just brought it to the forefront. So I don't know if people know, but my salon is located in Charlotte, North Carolina. North Carolina was actually shut down for a while. I think everywhere it was, but we
Yeah.
were closed down. I think that was phase 1 or something crazy
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So
It was before we even it was back when everything was just like shut down.
yeah, so we
Yeah.
closed from the end of March, April, May, and then we opened back up June.
did you guys have to let go of your employees and all that, or
Yeah. So
yeah,
they couldn't work.
Yeah.
Like, so we were kind of doing everything remotely through Zoom.
Really?
Consultations through Zoom, even though we couldn't do the hair. It was so weird. I really didn't get into like the product aspect, which I should have, and I have now, but I wasn't involved in that aspect at all because I was not prepared.
So that sort of played a role in keeping things going, like
Exactly.
getting into products.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then not only that, but I'm still paying for a building that I can't use.
Mm.
So that has definitely financially just put me in a hole. I'm just like, okay, I've had to put out all this money. So now I'm trying to make it all back
Yeah.
and trying to be in the green while I'm doing all these other things, while I'm trying to, manage this house thing, and while I'm trying to, it's so much.
Yeah.
So I just, so yeah,
You
that's,
sound like you got a lot going on.
yeah. And then I was also, which I didn't speak upon, I was contracted with the group home for a year. And my contract ended in March because of the whole COVID.
yeah.
They kind of just sent me home and they didn't call me back.
Oh, really? Oh my god.
Yeah,
that
it was
sucks, yeah.
it was a mess. It was literally a mess. I don't know. I still don't know what's going on to this day. But love them. New
Yeah.
place. Even though my voice cracked and it sounded like that was a shady thing. But no, I do love them.
No.
Their group home, it taught me a lot about mental health in the sense of working with just adolescents, like kids. And that's why I think that's why I gravitated so much towards Saving That, because of the fact that it was such a great way to, I guess, not only involve but inform, the boys that I have worked with on the things that their body and getting in tune with their body, because a lot of them don't know. Not only do they not know, I think they don't care.
Yeah,
They don't
that's,
care
that's a
to-
big thing.
Yeah, to go to the doctor. They're
Yeah.
like, I don't want to go to no doctor. I don't
Yeah,
want to no
they're
dentist.
going. They're them themselves are going through so much in their own lives, so
Yeah.
they're thinking like, oh, I'm thinking about I need to like problems down there is the least
Yeah.
of my worries. We just want to
Yeah.
make sure it works. But like,
No, literally,
Yeah.
there could be problems and you
Yeah.
don't even know,
Yeah.
or and especially you have to also think of the fact that they may not have that male figure in their lives that can tell them that
Yeah,
hey,
that's the hard
something is
part.
wrong, because you may have a foster parent. Shout out to my female foster parents, but they are a lot of them are single, where they
Yeah.
don't have necessarily a male figure in the home to
yeah, and it's hard. So,
to even ensure that hey. Is this normal? Is this not normal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of the things I've had boys that don't even know how to, I guess, fully clean themselves correctly.
Yeah.
And bathe. I'm like, nobody ever taught you because even with like must under your arms, it's like you smell musty. It's like, no, well, this is what Miss Karen gave me, and I'm like, okay, well, she didn't give you the right products for your under your arms.
Yeah.
So let's go to the store and get it figured out. But so it's a lot of learning processes when it comes to that too.
Yeah, it's hard, especially when you're teaching like so many kids, like how to like go through all that too. So
because they range from like I have a 10-year-old. No, I have a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 17 and 17-year-old. So I have two 17-year-olds, 10-year-old, and a 9-year-old.
Oh wow!
I just said that one way and then went backwards.
That's all right.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, I have all those kids.
Wow.
So many right there. Oh my god! So
It's a lot. So I guess, with all the foster kids you have, how do you balance the two? Like, how do you balance being a foster parent and like running all your business?
I'll be honest, I don't think I'm the best.
You're learning as you
It's
go,
an acquired thing that you.
Yeah.
It comes
I'm
with
learning
time.
every day. You know, especially when it comes to just understanding that we all have we're mentally all different, and that's really hard for me because you have to also remember, it's called oh God, I don't want to.
Is it a term?
It's a term that I literally have taught classes on. I have taught classes, and I don't know the right terminology.
Yeah,
it's called. I think it's called cultural competency. I teach a course on that, and it's basically allowing yourself to know. Yeah, this is right. Okay, I'm like, this is right. A cultural competency, and it's allowing yourself to know that hey, kids come from different backgrounds, and you don't stereotype them in those backgrounds. So when it comes to black kids, African American children that come into a Caucasian home, you may have stereotypes. Oh, you like fried chicken, right? I fried you some chicken. It's like I hate chicken. So or just kind of stereotyping them based off of their the race, and it's not necessarily like that. Or oh, I know your dad, and I've had this happen before. To one of my foster parents that were actually in the class with me. And she said this to the child, and the child went off.
Really?
She was like, "Oh, I know your dad. Probably wasn't involved."
Oh,
and she lost it. And she was like, "Actually, my dad was the one involved. It was my mom that wasn't involved, and my dad got really sick. So mind your business." And and then she stormed out. Yeah. So it's like a lot of those things of where you're not aware of.
It's the ignorant
story.
Yeah, people are just being ignorant to it. So, yeah.
But a sense of openness about your situation, I think, is the main point of, I guess, cultural competency.
Yeah, basically, and not putting your beliefs on children. And that's the other thing, too. When it comes to religious beliefs, you have to be very, very open-minded as a foster parent. You cannot force your religion down their throat.
Exactly, because you don't know what they've been through, what their beliefs and mindset are. Yeah, you can't just because you have them in your custody, you can't decide whether or not what they do. They're already on their own route. Maybe you could decide it when they're first being born, but you're kind of they're starting with something with what they already have and kind of rolling with the punches.
And I think for me, I really, 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 really enjoy all the races that I've dealt with. I really do. I'm gonna be honest. It's so.
Have you gotten into Asian cultures?
Yes,
with them
I was about to say that. Yeah. So I've had an Asian child for.
Nice, yeah. What kind of Asian are we talking here? So.
Oh my God. No, she was Vietnamese.
Oh, Vietnamese. Okay.
Yes.
Nice, yeah.
Awesome. Love her.
There you go.
She was like 9, and she's such a sweetheart. It was her. Her name was what was her name? Oh my God, I can't remember her name.
How many? You've had a lot of foster kids, haven't you?
I've had so many. Like in this past year, I've had maybe about 20.
Oh my.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, so ideally speaking, and let me say this, for foster parents, that's not ideal. You usually may have about 3 or 4 throughout the year because of the fact that you're not giving them up that. But I'm in rapid response also. So I have kids that will stay for a week and then they leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
the Vietnamese little girl and her sister, because I had her, and that was the other thing too.
Yeah.
That was a fiasco because and I would never do that. No, I would never do that again because it was her.
Yeah.
She was 9, lovely. Her sister was 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And they didn't have daycare for her. So she was with me all the time, and that's why they gave her to me. Because they were like, oh, well, you're the only person with the open schedule. So I was like, okay. And then I was dealing with the baby, and I'm like, this is a little baby. Like,
I know it's harder, especially when they're like really young. Like,
and that's the thing. It was my first ever baby.
Really?
Like, so I'm like, okay, so do I need a crib? And they're like, oh, well, we don't have a crib for her.
Oh my God.
So where does she sleep? She's like, you have a big bed, right? I'm like, yes. Like, she can sleep on the other side of the bed. I'm like, what in the what? That's it.
Yeah, no, because baby care is a whole lot. My girlfriend, she has a daughter who's 3 years old, so like she still has like all these things. Like crib, bottle, nook, like the binky and all that stuff too, and like and the cup and everything, just diapers too. This is the whole 9 yards kind of thing. That's a lot, especially when you're like a kid at like 1 to 3 years old. It's a lot. So
that's a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot of crying. There's a lot of like everything. Like that,
so she wasn't a crier though.
Okay, that's good. So.
No,
that's like, good. That's a relief.
Yeah, thank God for that. She was taking out the bottle.
Yeah,
because. I guess like who's gonna give her the bottle every 5 seconds?
I know, right?
It was really sad, honestly, because it was like, where's the mom at? Actually, they went back to their mother.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I remember that. They lived in Gastonia. So I delivered them to their mom so what happens in rapid response usually is that the child has to get, the parent has to get their lives together in that short period of time. So if they're unemployed, they need to get a job. And they need to show DSS that they have gotten employed. If they're homeless, they need to find a home, and basically have something that's very consistent, and shows consistency. So whether that be a job at wherever, a fast food restaurant, why am I thinking all food? I'm like a waitress, but
just anything. Like just as long as you have a consistent job, then like it works and all. So I got you.
So that's basically one of the biggest things.
Okay.
So being that you do have like a lot of like young, it sounds like the range of your foster kids that you've had is like pretty young to like pretty like almost on the cusp of like almost them being adults.
Yeah. So
I guess being that you like deal with like kids of all ages and stuff like that, how do you encourage a healthy lifestyle among them? Like I guess as a whole, like how do you encourage that for them?
So I outsourced a lot of that stuff now. At the time when I first started, I didn't. And what I mean upon that is basically. Found different programs for them to go to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that definitely allows them to be themselves.
Okay, because like extracurriculalar kind of things.
Exactly. Because I realized that I can't, I can't be everything.
Yeah.
Like I don't know everything. Yeah. So it's like,
just figure out ways to provide them, whether it's like lessons in a class or something like that.
Yeah. So I have a child right now that is really into culinary arts, like extremely.
Nice, yeah.
And I have been able to, working with the group that I worked with, I work with so many nonprofits at this point to where I have so many resources. So literally there's this place called, oh my God, I don't know the name, but it's off of Central. It's called Project something. It's 3 numbers.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Amazing. It's owned by, they're in partnership with the Smith Family Wellness or Smith Family something like that. I don't misquote me, but something on the lines of that. Yeah. They're amazing. They literally are. They have a culinary arts program.
Oh wow.
They have a immigration program that teaches a lot of Asian people take that class, and because they know how to sew and things like that, and they'll actually make clothes that they sell at that place for businesses like myself. So they'll basically make my T-shirts for my company, and then they get paid. Exactly. For that. And then they get them jobs. So they have literally double, triple dipped into that pool of, I guess, like nonprofit.
Yeah.
And just kind of been able to outsource in so many different ways. So
that's really great. So,
So going back to what you were saying, that's how I've been able to kind of figure them out in that sense and allow them to get to better know them, because I don't know them that well. You know, like you get a kid that just walked in your house and they're like, hi. And then
you want to connect with them. So
exactly.
Yeah. And then like learn from like, all right, what, like, help them improve and inspire them,
What's really good about that is that they may end up liking whatever program that you put them in, and then even after they leave you, they'll still continue, and you might have just like sparked something for them. Really great, who's to say that the child that's doing the culinary thing might not become a chef one day?
Exactly.
That's really impactful. It's really powerful. So actually,
so like, how did you even like want to like? How did you realize that you wanted to do this when you first started? Like, what like kind of put you in a mindset like, oh, I want to help take care of kids?
Honestly,
I
don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah. Well, like I know I was. So my parents were foster parents.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like when you were, when you were in high school,
yes.
right?
Okay, yeah.
Fiasco.
So we kind of like learned from them. So
Fiasco.
Yeah, your parents are out of it now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
0 out of 10. Don't recommend for that time period.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that I don't
There's a lot
remember
going
this.
on.
Yes, I got robbed. We
Oh,
got
really?
robbed.
Oh,
yes,
man, yeah.
by my foster brother.
Oh my God, yeah.
That can really turn you off from foster care completely, and that's what happened. Why my parents don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
One of the kids had actually conspired with another child and broke into our house. They took a picture of because I was in college at the time. They took a picture of my school schedule, and they knew my schedule when I was going to leave the house. They knew my parents' schedule already, and then they broke into our house after that.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
So I was devastated, and I was like, I don't trust any of them, and things like that. So that kind of was like a learning lesson. My grandmother actually has been a foster parent, adoptive parent for 30 years.
Oh, so, because of
yes. all my uncles, not all my uncles. All my uncles except for one are adopted.
Oh.
So, yes.
All
of them. Yeah, all of them are.
Yeah. So it's like literally just been in your family. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then my mom, my grandmother had 4 biological kids, and then she had 7 adopted kids. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of. Including Taquan, Promise.
Who we'll see later.
Yes.
And Promise, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Tyrese and everybody else that falls in that category. Yeah. But so she's really done it for such a long time. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't see myself doing it like that. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. It takes a lot of mental. Yeah. Oh my god.
Especially when like you're running like your businesses and managing
because they constantly are asking questions.
Yeah.
Mr. Chance, when are we doing this? Mr. Chance, when are we doing? Like even when we're on the phone, like Mr. Chance, who are you on the phone with? Mr. Chance, where are we going? Mr. Chance, I'm like, can you please?
I can imagine there's so much anxiety, just like they're just waiting outside for you right now while you're doing this.
No. Yeah, so it's like, what is this building? Yeah. You know, and then they're like, who's I forget what he said. He was like, who's you have a Subaru, right? Yeah. Yeah. He was like, whose Subaru is that? Yeah. Whose Honda is that? Where are we? What's going on? I'm like,
I told you this already.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the thing about it, and that's another thing too, setting those boundaries with those kids, it's really hard. You know, when you have, because the thing about it is, and this is not my life, but I've known this to happen to people. Mm-hmm. When you have children in your home, you have to be very aware of what they're seeing. Mm-hmm. Right. Because I've had a foster parent who is single, and maybe she likes to indulge in, some men. Have different men over and things like that.
Different, yeah.
Yeah, she's single, so yeah. But the child will tell. Yeah. The child will tell.
And that's the hard part, like especially when like there's like not a main male figure in their life and all that. So my girlfriend, she has a daughter, and her dad is not in the life at all. Like the dad actually has another kid with someone else and all that stuff. And lives in California. She doesn't even know where he is and all that stuff. And like now I've kind of like I'm that basically now, since I've been dating Leah for like 7 months and all that stuff, where I'm basically now like the foster dad too.
Yeah.
And it's hard. You gotta like make sure there's a consistent person in their life.
Exactly.
Like that,
and not only that, but just let them know. And this is really hard too, to inform them that, I won't leave. Yeah. And that's the thing I've just learned. So I was just I'm constantly in parenting classes now. Because I'm not the best parent in the world, but I aspire to be really good, especially with my own children. And my 17-year-old that I have now, he's made me go into classes. Yeah. Like literally, because I was like, I'm pulling my hair out. And you guys, like we said, you'll meet him later. But Jesus Christ. Yeah. Makes me want to like shoot myself in the head. Like sometimes, yes.
Oh my God.
It sounds like you care a lot.
I care a lot about him, and it's really hard. And that's the other thing about foster parenting too. And not even just foster parenting. What am I talking about? Parenting in general. Yeah. And that is caring about them more than they care about things themselves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because like for them, they don't understand why that's important.
Because I know that was for me, like I was in this thing called Charlotte Children's Choir for 9 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And after the second year, I hated it. I didn't want to do it anymore. I was like, I don't want to be in the choir anymore. And I did it for 9 years.
It's probably because of the structure, right?
It was, no. I didn't want to go. I just didn't want to go.
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing specific about it that you didn't like?
No. Well, first, it was all Caucasian kids. Yeah, so it was like nobody like me.
like you feel like you didn't see yourself.
It was me. Like literally me kind of like standing there like.
They trying to make it like Glee all over again.
And then, and then you have to also. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and the thing about it is you have to realize that you're the only like African American kid there. So they're asking you questions like, oh, you know this song, right? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't know what that is. Like, oh, you don't know that rap song? I'm like, no. no.
Just because
like just because I'm black doesn't mean I know everything.
Right.
So it's those things, and just being aware. That's my biggest thing, and that's what I think. That's the word of the 2020. It's just aware.
Yeah, awareness.
Being aware and just knowing and living in your truth, I guess, in the sense of saying and being like, okay, well, this is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I'm not comfortable with. Because throughout this period of time, I think with us all being home, we've become very uncomfortable being
home.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like we're like honestly like like a lot of sort of before quarantine, we're just like go do this and that, and then like all of a sudden you don't realize that maybe you've been doing this wrong this entire time, or just like you're covering up or trying to like not think about something that you've been dealing with at home or something like that, or even with yourself. So now it's like to take a step back to instead of just working and doing all this stuff all the time, you're kind of set on just having to do this one specific thing and
that's the thing. It's
normal.
Like, looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing your flaws.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
has been not even just for. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie for the foster kids. It's been the thing I've seen in adults. Yeah, and then being like, and I've seen some nasty behavior. I'm just like,
I've seen some nasty too.
Like, what in the world? I'm like, you're so. Like, what in the world is this? Like, and it's things that were not like that were not prevalent that you've seen before. It's like, you were, because the thing about it is when you hide all this stuff, when you get so good at like going all the time, you can hide it very well. It's very maskable. But when you are like when you're sitting still, you're stationary, it's like, oh wait, I see something is there, and then you pull the mask off. You're like, oh my god, it's a whole other person.
Like, oh god, what is this?
Who are you? Like, and that's one of the biggest things that I've learned. Not even with just children, I would say more adults than children, because kids are kind of authentically themselves. They're kind of like, I don't like you. I'm like, great, thank you. And I've had
as you get older as adults, so you tend to like, all right, just you have like a front that a lot of people do. It's like for their sense of professionality and all.
Yeah, because kids are really honest. So they'd be like, Mr. Chance, is this the person that you were talking about yesterday? I'm like, be quiet, go sit down somewhere. I'm like, so they're more authentic than adults are when it comes to those things. And I just, it just showed me a lot this year.
So speaking, I guess, of like, protecting your energy and protecting like who you are, like how do you keep yourself, how do you sort of guard your mental and emotional health in all of this that you're doing?
Therapy. Therapy.
Yeah. And therapy.
And family. Those conversations.
Yeah, you seem to have a very strong tie to your family.
Yeah,
as well.
I love my parents are my best friends. So that's like literally my best friends. I call them for everything. We laugh on the phone I literally am on the phone with my dad for like hours at a time.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, like to just because even though he was like my dad was an amazing father, since I've been an adult, he's been very like I'm not gonna say like loose. I'm not gonna say that word, but very real. I'm like, oh, this is who you are. Okay, like I like this person. So it's like, he has real conversations with me and gives me real advice, not sugarcoating it at all. And it makes me want to sometimes like hang up the phone on him or he hanging the phone on me. No, seriously.
Why?
Like yesterday. Like I hung. So okay.
Why?
Why what? Like
why do you want to hang up the phone?
So okay, I'll give you like a situation yesterday. So my mom called me. I'm not gonna go into depth with what the conversation was about, but basically, she had sent a text message to someone. She's gonna hate that I'm talking about this. This literally just happened yesterday. And she texted me the text message she sent to them, and then what they responded with. And I said, "That's what you get." And she said, "Wow." I said, "That's what you get," because I don't know what you expected them to say.
Yeah, I mean, like what you put out there is gonna have some sort of like consequence or reaction to it.
And the thing about it is, you already know what it is. Yeah. So why are you surprised with? Like, it's like when someone tells you something, like, "Hey, I broke the vase." Or the vase, or whatever you want to.
The vase.
Yeah. How do you say vase or vase?
Vase.
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 I say vase.
Vase.
Wait, are we talking about like literally
a
vase?
A vase.
Yeah.
So you don't say vase?
No.
What is a vase?
I don't know.
It's the same thing, but you're saying it real bougie, like
it's a vase. Yes.
Well, no, I've heard like so basically, if you say to someone like a vase, and hey, I broke the vase at the house, the vase is shattered. And you get home and you see the vase shot. What would you expecting that you were gonna see? Like I'm just trying to understand. Like you can still be upset. Yes, you're upset, but you're so shocked.
Yeah, you're like what?
No, you just like it's like you knew that. I told you it was broken already. Like,
yeah, but they just didn't want to picture the worst.
Yeah.
Like when you tell them that they broke, oh hey, I broke the vase. They're like, oh god, please, it's only just a crack.
Like, no, I shattered the thing and it's on the ground and I literally swept it up and put it in the trash. There's no saving it.
There's no vase anymore.
Exactly. We don't have one. The water's on. I mean, the flowers are on the floor. So like, it's.
I mean, I guess it's better than them coming home and realizing where the fuck's the vase, and all of a sudden the vase is gone. Like, oh,
exactly. And being honest, so having that relationship with my parents is amazing.
That's
I guess
good,
friends, we're getting there.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
We're all of us were trying to figure it out. So
yeah. Because I think for me, finding that time for friendship is really hard. Because I've been so engulfed in all these different endeavors. It's really hard to, like, even with Anders, right? Like, Anders doesn't have kids at home, like all his siblings are older and they're kind of self-sufficient. Like, they can take care of themselves.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with kids that don't cook, don't clean, don't do anything. Like, they need me to do everything for them. So the conversation that me and Anders have sometimes, he can't necessarily relate to. Because he's like, I'm not dealing with that at home. Like, you're literally like a dad. And I'm, like, I'm not. So it's really hard to find those people. Yeah.
I can imagine and like just having someone to connect or just even understand or
and I don't have that.
Their problems and all that. It's
no offense to my friends now, but it's just
I'm just sitting here like, okay, I'm listening.
No, like it's no offense to them, but it's very different.
Sometimes it can be frustrating all that stuff too.
Exactly, because I long for that.
And
then like Andrew's advice to Andrew gives sometimes, I'm just like, I can't do that. It's like, yes, you can. Like, I've had with the kids, and that's another thing that foster parents don't know, and I guess it's like a foster parenting 101 class really fast. But people don't know that you being a foster parent, you cannot put your hands on these kids. I get that all the time. What?
I am sure.
People always ask me, like, you can't hit them? I'm like, no, you can't hit them.
Yeah, because that's...
It's against the law.
Yeah,
I'm going to jail.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I can imagine it's because when the kids are acting bad, they're acting stubborn and all that stuff, like
crazy.
Yeah, like you just want to be like, just stop that.
Exactly. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the adoptive kids that you have, so like Taquan and Promise.
Okay. Oh yes.
So do you? So
get it popping.
But you don't mix the two, right? You don't mix the two.
What you mean?
Like you don't mix the different parenting styles, I guess. So
I parent differently. Yes,
so
I do.
So
I treat them 2 different ways.
Interesting. So I'm sure it's like kind of hard to like keep the balance of that.
No, not really for me.
Because Taquan and Promise have been there for a minute. So
but they know I would slap them down to the ground. Like, so they know that. Like, so they don't try it. They don't test the waters. They like.
Mark, did your parents like?
Oh, did they smack me?
Yeah,
they smacked me. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like they would be like, "Hey, Mark, stop!" And but like,
just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
And then I'm so like, it's really hard to not get, and that's the other thing about rapid response. You can get very, I guess, I forget the word, but very like, oh my God, I love you. Come here, like a little teddy bear. But you have to realize they're only there for 30 to 40 days, and they sometimes do have parents that take care of them.
The parents like, all right, that's enough.
Exactly. Like you're not their parent. And I've had that happen before. I've had a mom call me and she was like, you think you're amazing. This is literally a conversation we had. She was like, my daughter called me. And I was like, okay. Hi. And she was like, who do you think you are? I'm like, what? That's how the conversation started. And she was like, who do you think you are? And I was like, excuse me? You think you can drive a BMW around and live in that house that you live in? You think you're better than me? I was like, I never said that. I'm like,
I'm not trying to be like that.
Like, so no, talking about? I'm like, well, where is this coming from? Like, you think my kids have clothes? I'm like, no. What happened was I just literally bought your daughter some jeans because we were going to somewhere where she needed to have clothes on, and she had like some shorts or something like that. And I was
she
like,
needed to have some other pants.
So we went to Target and got her some pants. No big deal. She had clothes at home, yes, but we didn't have time to go home. Yeah. So go to the store, try some jeans on, keep pushing. Like, I don't see it as a big deal, but you can get very like that's the biggest thing. If you have parents that are involved, like for the child, it's a
very defensive thing. It's almost like their own
territory. It's kind of going back to what you were saying in reference to like your girlfriend's like daughter and the father not being involved. Yeah. That's very different from kind of what I do on the day-to-day basis because I do have parents that are involved.
Yeah, because you communicate with them sometimes.
Exactly.
Too,
so and not only that, but like they're not comfortable with certain things. So they're like, no, you're not doing that with my son or daughter. I'm like, well, I don't have a choice. This is what it is. And then sometimes when we go to court, because I do go to court a lot.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So we'll talk about all the things that. So you have a social worker. Yeah. You have a GAL. You have
What's a GAL?
GAL
for
is
the people
called,
who don't know.
Oh my God, I don't know what that stands for. But basically, the GAL advocates for the child.
Okay, so kind of like the lawyer.
No, so they're actually not the lawyer, not the lawyer, but they're completely voluntary. You could be a GAL if you wanted to. You sponsor that child.
Okay, so basically you stand in for the child, basically.
That's exactly what you do.
So you go to court. So it is a lawyer.
Yeah, not really a lawyer, because the thing about it is, like, for instance, one of my kids right now, he would not speak to his GAL. It's a lawyer. That's what they do. He would not speak to his GAL right now.
Really?
Like, she calls her, she's like, "Hey, Mr. Chance, hey," and I don't want to talk to you. I'm like, okay, I'll come back again next week. I'm like, great. So, it's those different things.
Right.
You have a GAL, you have an adoption worker.
I'm trying to look up what GAL means.
Yeah, what does that mean? I don't know.
That's a good question.
GAL and adoption. GAL and foster care.
Foster care.
Maybe that's what.
Yeah. Okay.
Or DSS or something like that. I don't know what terminology.
Guardian ad
guardian ad litem. I know what that means.
Have the power to influence what the court decides about children.
Yes.
And foster care.
Okay. So basically a lawyer.
Yes. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Basically a lawyer.
You
but
speak
not
for
really.
the child because the child's underage.
Yeah, but it's completely voluntary. So anybody could be a GAL.
Oh, okay.
You're basically sponsoring that kid. So you come to the house, usually happens, and then they say, "Hey, I'm going to come by 5:00." Mm-hmm. They come get the kid. They take the kid in their car. Yeah. They go get ice cream. Yeah. During that ice cream, they kind of talk to them. How's everything going with this house, this placement? How are you? Is there anything you want me to advocate for you in court? And it's like, oh, well, I want I want a whole new wardrobe. What? That has happened. Yes, multiple times. They'll tell the judge that. They're like, so Johnny wants new clothes. And then, so the thing that pisses off a lot of social workers, and a lot of social workers don't like to talk about it, but I'm not a social worker, so I can do this. They hate when that happens, because of the fact that anything that the judge says goes. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if they say get a whole new wardrobe, the social worker has to find in the DSS budget where they can get these clothes from. So sometimes, it's crazy.
So it's a lot of back and forth.
Oh no, it's not back and forth, because the judge says it, and then like, all right, end session. It was like, oh my God, we have to do all this. So that's happened to me before, where they're like, Mr. Thompkins. I'm like, yes, Your Honor. So she told me that I forget what the situation was, but it was like, she needs this, this, and this. Can you get that? I was like, I can try. Okay, great. End session. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm what? I'm like, how do I get this? I'm like, that's not possible. Like, one time, one of the kids had some type of extracurricular activity across town. Mm-hmm. And the judge was like, well, in order to ensure their mental health, I think that they should continue that thing. But mind you, now it's across town. Who taking them across town twice a week? Me?
Apparently. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to do that. They're like, well, it's in the paperwork, so it needs to happen. Yeah. So it's a lot of those things. Social workers are very afraid of what can transpire in court. Yeah. Because whatever the judge says has to go. Yeah. So sometimes the kid will ask for a cell phone. Mm-hmm.
Oh, but then you determine that. So like you don't have like a regular regimen of like what you're supposed to do. You kind of like, it kind of just comes and goes of when you have a foster kid. Do you have like a certain like template that you go by? So you as a person, you can, at the end of the day, it's your house. Yeah. So your rules in your house goes. Yeah. I can decide to not have Wi-Fi in my house if I didn't want to. I really could. I could be like, there's no Wi-Fi. Yeah. But I also have to remember that these kids need Wi-Fi to do their homework. Yeah. So unless I'm making a way for them to get to a library, whatever the case may be, that's the only way. So it's a lot of those things where you can kind of pick and choose, but you have to ensure that they can get to the thing. So one of the kids I had before, he was 16. He was like one of my first kids. He was so disrespectful. And I called Spectrum, and I turned off our Wi-Fi, and I was like, I have data, so figure it out. And he called his GAL and his social worker. Wow. And that's the other thing, too. Sometimes we're on different accords, but because he was disrespecting me, I was like, I'll take him to the library. She was like, no, he needs Wi-Fi. I was like, so in who house? And then she was like, excuse me? I was like, in who house? Who? You pay for my Wi-Fi? Are you gonna pay the bill? Wow. To Spectrum. And she was like, sir, you know he needs Wi-Fi. I said, I'll take him to the library. Yeah. So what's the problem? But why can't he have it in the house? I said, because he's very disrespectful. Mm-hmm. He talks crazy to me. I'm not the person. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you deal with a lot as a foster parent in general. Yeah. Some good, some bad.
Yeah, some bad, yeah.
So I think we want to go ahead and get Taquan here to talk to him.
Yeah, toxicity comes in here because, like, I think another thing that we want to try to figure out, since like it involves like a lot of learning and all that stuff too. He's
very opinionated, so
I'm sure. So yeah, but I mean, this will be interesting to ask because one of the things that we want to do is like as Saving Up, we want to reach out to kids and like talk to them about testicular cancer awareness. And the biggest statistic,
I think he has no idea anything. Like that.
He probably doesn't. But like one of the biggest things is most common statistic is the age of the most common cancer between ages 15 to 34. So. Like, how do you even talk to a kid about your nuts like that? So, because you also have like sex ed, but like,
I think Okay, how has that conversation been for you? Like to talk to kids about that stuff?
Well, we haven't really had the conversation
yet.
Really?
So I'm interested. Okay,
we've had like some kids go to our events and stuff like that, but they don't really know what's going on and all.
Did they laugh?
Well, my dad's friends' sons, they've come to the event and they were like younger than like 13 or 12.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like, they were paying. we had this event before where like literally like it's like you have a canvas with like has like a pair of nuts on here. You just draw. It's like 3D.
I remember. Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, so like they drew nuts.
I think I showed that to him, and he was like, "What is this?" I was like, "No, it's a painting." He's like, "Huh?" Because the thing about it is, it's a very weird conversation to have with adults. Yeah. So imagine kids that not even you have to remember they don't even know their whole body. Yeah, like, they don't. Fully. So it's like
that's why I have sex ed, but like I feel like their education system has been like for me like terrible for sex ed and all that stuff when I was growing up. So like, how do you even like put in these like things
exactly
and, like, help
right?
So yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, what do you think? How could you talk about protecting your nuts?
I think you're on the right path in reference to using the art to allow yourself to be exactly.
And then maybe like a little funny spin on it too.
Yeah, exactly. So segue into that because like we said, it's a very touchy subject.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable. Because the thing about it is when it comes to teenage boys, they are very oh, he just called me. They are very
pick it up.
You said, did I pick it up? No.
You need to pick it up.
I think he's at the door and he's probably just wondering why is the door not open.
I need to go open. Someone needs to go open the door.
Yeah. Is the door locked?
Yeah, it's locked.
Yeah, it's locked.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go get him.
Okay. All right, we can keep going over
there. Yeah, because I'm really like. So, do you have any ideas? Like, I guess that you want to...
Because, like, I understood before had asked me about some, like, ideas for maybe, like, we could do scholarships or something like that, or grants and things like that to help, like...
I know we talked a little bit about that before in reference to... The thing about it is, with the times that are going on, it's really hard to implement new things.
Yeah.
Like scholarships and things like that.
Maybe because in the future, exactly. Like, further down the road, once we're figured all this stuff out. But
exactly. But I think you're on the right path in reference to the, like, wine and... Like sip and paint.
Yeah, we had the wine and paint. Yeah, the sip and paint, and then now this year we're supposed to do like a dodgeball tournament where it's like you have balls to the wall, where you get everyone in teams throw dodgeballs at each other, all raise money for testicular cancer awareness and like education and at that point. So we wanted to like do different routes. Because we can implement this into like sports, into like other things, and then that way maybe like you have like a program that like helps for say like a like an all male soccer team or football or something that way they hey. We're promoting, just as you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah, so like I guess, even though I know a little bit about it, but like how did this all kind of go about, like in reference to this, like
for the testicular cancer? Or?
This whole like saving out and everything like that.
Yeah,
I don't have like the best knowledge
in reference to everything. But it's alright. Yeah, so I was diagnosed back in 2017. Okay, so I was like 23 years old, and then like from there it's like I had like something really bad like in my left nut, so I'm like I'm like, oh my god, I need to like check this out. My dad's a doctor, so he took a look and said, "Yeah, we need to take you to the hospital so you can get a CAT scan and an MRI just so we can see what's wrong there." And then they found out that there was a tumor in my left testicle.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so we did a surgery, and then from there I'm like, holy shit! I never thought this was gonna be happening and all that. And then from there, like after I was found out I was cancer free, I realized that I'm like, okay, I want to try to help other people make sure they can prevent this, because like I was one of the solution or situations that didn't have to worry about doing chemo or radiation therapy. So like that's the best example of what you can get for someone to catch it before, but like, or maybe you can catch it before they even have to lose their left testicle or anything like that. So that idea of prevention and awareness before that is very important.
Is there like tell signs, I guess?
There's like
or like things to do that you
it's just literally a standard check. We have like these cards, and I think I have one in my pocket where it's like all you do is just when you're in the shower, you rub your nuts just to see, make sure you don't have any tumors and anything like that. Yeah.
So we're back.
It's like what did I walk into?
Yeah, we're talking about testicular cancer. What's up, man? What's up, Taquan? So
yes,
how you doing?
Taquan, you want to say hello to the audience?
Yes. Good morning, sir. Oh wait, I think his mic's a little off.
Is it?
Keep check 1 2.
Hi.
Yeah, you have to talk a little close
to it.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yes.
Yeah. You can bring it up a little bit, actually.
You can kind of come closer to the...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well. Okay, with the chains on and...
So Taquan.
Yes, what's up, man?
Jesus Christ.
So, this is Mark.
How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing wonderful, sir. How you? Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're doing the podcast
Yes,
together.
and Anderson and Taquan know each other already, so...
Can you
Yes.
send a link to me?
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
I got you,
Share it.
Yeah, this is for the Go
Oh,
Nuts
yeah, you can
podcast.
share your
I got clout,
Can you
so
share
yeah.
a social?
Yeah, you could you can shout it out right now. We're actually, let me check that camera's recording still. Let me check make sure that one's recording still too.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's
Why are you trying to plug yourself?
get them followers.
Let him plug himself.
Let me say
Chance.
this, y'all. That Instagram is not popping. If y'all want to follow anybody, y'all should follow Chance the Legacy. It's CHANCETHELEGACY. That's fine.
Wow.
That's fine. I haven't posted any pictures, but I bet you my analytics are way higher. The algorithm loves me, so I think you guys should follow me. He probably posted a picture. I think this is like the first picture this year. They posted this weekend. So
Let him have his moment, Chance.
Yeah.
Don't spoil that.
I love
for
him though.
So I guess going into it, Taquan, we just want to get to know you a little bit. So I guess, well, in regards to the conversation that we were already having, how old were you? I guess tell us about your journey, like how you've gotten to where you are now. You know, being fostered by, I guess, going from starting in foster care to being fostered by chance and like being that you're about to
and stuff. Yeah.
graduate high school.
Quick version.
Quick version. So I was 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Here we go. If you tell that story about the park, I'm walking out of here.
Let him tell the story.
Do the whole 9 yards. Tell me how you met this man.
Absolutely.
I remember
So,
an
yeah.
agency, and like I would go there, and like I would go there.
You can come close.
And I would go there, right? And they would have these little bikes,
I would go
and
there.
I would ride around the bike, like I ride around the lot. Yeah, it was fun. But I was with this lady. Her name was Miss Woodstock, and
Great. Give them
I remember.
Go ahead. No, sorry.
Chance.
Sorry. Go
I don't
ahead.
know if she's alive. I don't know if she's alive.
God,
But, so I remember I used to like every weekend I would go to grandma and spend the weekend with her.
Mm-hmm.
The person I'm with now, I was spending the weekend with her, and I remember one day, I think I stayed there. I started staying there permanently, but like I don't know how to explain it. It's like it just happened. Like I didn't know it happened, but it happened. And, yeah. So we was in New York for probably like 3 years before we moved to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved to North Carolina. I was cutting up.
Yeah.
In middle school, like it was like every week I would get suspended.
Wow.
Or either fighting or stealing. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it didn't have like my 8th grade year was the year when I did good. That's when I started doing good. And then high school.
What do you think changed for you?
Yeah.
Chance.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Chance.
Yeah.
He inspired me.
Okay, there you go.
I inspired you.
Yeah.
He inspired me to do.
Yeah. What were the things that like kind of like helped inspire you to like
making me feel like a regular person because
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a phone till I was like 15.
Yeah.
14.
Mhm.
I got one, but I got it like 2
14.
days later.
Okay. Yeah.
I never got it back.
Yeah.
So it was just like this, the phone, like just regular stuff making me feel regular.
Well, the thing about it is he had a
Okay.
terrible, I guess, history. So anybody that was involved in his life, anybody that knew anything about him was very like staying clear of him.
Mhm.
So when I came into his life, I was like, he's a kid. Like he's still a kid.
Yeah.
So treating him like a kid, now did he put me through hell? Yes, he did. He put me through hell. Still puts me through hell sometimes, but he has done so much better.
Oh yeah, by the way, I got honor roll last semester.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
There you go.
congrats.
Hey,
yes.
hey,
That's worth
yes,
no,
there you go,
that's
yeah.
worth that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's a senior this year at Mallard Creek, so that's
Nice, yeah.
another thing.
Yeah.
And he's going to college.
Hey, where you going? now?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to see Charlotte?
Oh, nice. I went there too.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
both
yeah,
of us,
go there
I'm
now.
gonna drive down here,
There you go.
He keeps saying he's going to drive down here as if he's going to live so far. Like I'm going to drive
It's
down.
literally like 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Like maybe even 5, honestly.
No, it's like 15. So yeah, it's
Well,
Where we're moving to, it's,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
about
yeah.
like 30 minutes away.
Okay.
So-
Is it
Yeah.
Matthews?
It's South Charlotte.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't even talked about it, but yes.
Yeah.
I got you.
I'm moving to South Charlotte. I'm actually
Yeah.
signing paperwork tomorrow. Whew. So yes, South Charlotte will be there, and I'm actually, because he goes to Mallard Creek and he's a senior, I don't want to switch him in schools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I actually will be happening to drive him every day when school opens back up, hopefully in January.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, it's still everything's
Thank
still sort
God.
of.
Oh, no, I could.
I mean,
I would never buy
not
this
good,
house.
but it's
I would definitely not get this house.
Yeah.
Oh no, that would be a terrible idea.
Maybe at least for the last year, it works out for now.
There you go.
For now, if he would drive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you working also in the meantime?
I'm driving.
Too?
Yeah, I'm driving right now.
Oh, okay, there you go. So
has a permit. Okay.
permit, yeah.
Like,
let him
live.
Yes, let him live.
Yeah.
I'm a professional driver. Like, ask
There you go. Yeah.
I think okay. So what happened yesterday? I think I was taking a shower.
I took advantage of that.
No, that's not what happened. I was taking a shower. No.
He told me.
He
told me to move his car.
Yeah.
I didn't really tell
really?
him to. No. I didn't tell him to
Yes,
move
you
my
did. At first, he told me to do it.
I said, no, go move my car. I said, no, tell Bruce to go move my car, which is my sister's fiance. I was like, go move my car. I think he took what I first said and it was like, oh, okay, this is my time to shine.
Move the car.
And I was so tempted to take it down the road and like do a U-turn and just speed back up. I didn't do it.
Oh Lord!
It's like
I remember
that we know
I
of.
did that. That was fun.
So you
There you
mentioned
go.
how Chance sort of inspired you.
Yeah.
How in what ways would you say has he helped you grow? You know, as a person.
Mentally and emotionally and mentally, emotionally, and like self-control. Like
really, he helped you out a lot with self-control.
Like,
you
control my
think?
feelings and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he was terrible at that.
Yeah. Was it
would
that
just bleed my
transition?
mind.
Yeah, was that transition between like what you were doing before and then like learning to be like now? It's like, was that like very tough for you to do and all
Like,
that?
that was hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard. Cause like I want.
You were like kind of like you're like, no, I don't
I
want to
ain't
do
get
that.
into a fight in like 5 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in middle school I used to be tearing up. I used to be tearing everybody down.
Taquan,
Really?
so Taquan went to Malacouc Elementary.
Yeah.
I guess to give a little backstory. He went to Malacouc Elementary and got expelled
The next week.
the next week out of that school. So they told him he could never come back.
Oh man.
Then he went to David Cox.
I started doing it there too, but they put up with
That
it.
school's a little different, so they deal with kids that are more defiant. So
Yeah.
they didn't really say, "Oh, he had to leave here too." So he stayed there. Then he went to Coolwood, even though that wasn't the home school, because we lived in an area.
That's the middle school. I was.
Okay. So the thing about it is, a quick story. So one time, this is before I even started really dealing with him.
Mm-hmm.
I was in college, and I had to go pick him up because he did not get on the bus, or he got suspended off the bus, or something like that. I get to the school. He looks at me. No. They said the security guard came outside and he was like, "I don't know where he is." And I was like, "What do you mean you don't know where he is?" Now, mind you, now school's closed.
Yeah.
They're all ready to go home.
Yeah.
I can't find him. Nobody can find him.
Where
Then we see him.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We talking about the time when do y'all know what
It wasn't the time you were playing basketball.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, it wasn't that time. We see him.
Yeah.
He runs away from us as if I'm like a murderer.
Dear God.
Like I am a serial killer.
Yeah.
He runs around that school building, and he was playing as if it was a game. It was
like
so
tag,
it was so crazy. I was like, nobody has time for this. Like, what are you doing? And he the Taquan that we see today was so different from the one that we read. Like, he would like, if this was, he'll take this, and then you'll look at him take it. You'll watch him and eye him as it's being taken, and then he'll say, "I didn't take that." You'll be like, "Excuse me? I just saw you steal it." He's like, "I didn't steal that."
That was a little bit more convincing.
Yeah.
But the thing, he'll make you feel as if you're like you hallucinated that.
I was smart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I see. So as you guys were like learning, like you kind of led by example, like what, like, how to do things better and some of that. Or like,
I think it was the materialistic stuff that changed me.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, what you
Great.
mean,
That's
No.
What you mean?
So I did
What you
nothing.
mean?
I did nothing.
That made because like friends my age, they had all this type of stuff, and I couldn't say I had to lie and be like, "Oh yeah, I got it when I get home," and just like make up an excuse.
You want to like fit in and all that.
Yeah,
so,
and like
yeah.
that stuff like really it changed me. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I did this, and it is emotion. It helped me emotionally too.
Yeah, but it's just like helping you, helping
like
chances
fit
helping
in,
you like learn how to like
feel,
get to that
feel
point.
normal.
I got you.
That's
So
what it was.
yeah,
Feel regular.
I got you. So.
A lot of those things, yeah. So to see him now, honestly, is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like a whole other person.
Yeah.
Like it's literally embodied. If you looked up another person in the dictionary, it would be him right there. And I like, even though we do argue sometimes, like I wouldn't trade him for the world.
See, the thing with me is, see, how I explain this?
I don't know what you're about to say.
I'm like See, hold on. I don't know how to
Where
use
is
it
it?
the right way. Okay, see, look.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have time for this. One other thing, though, while you think of that, I think for me, I've never realized that how I could love someone the way I did.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird because he's only like 6 years.
Yeah, let's say there's an age
difference.
difference.
The age difference.
Because like, how old are you again?
He could be my friend.
Yeah, how old are you again, by the way?
I'm 17.
You're 17, yeah, 23, so it's like
25.
24.
25.
24, yeah, 24, yeah.
25.
He doesn't even know how old I am.
But still, it's like,
I just turned 24.
yeah.
Did you have something you wanted to ask?
Oh yes,
But
yeah.
it's
So like, but it's
25.
that age gap and all that stuff. So one of the things that like, I mean, like we wanted to get towards too, because like since this is called the Go Nuts podcast, is like we're about raising awareness for testicular cancer and stuff like that too.
The thing that you walked in on, basically.
Yes, that thing. So like,
Oh, y'all was already rolling.
Yeah.
yeah, we were
rolling for
that.
about 45 minutes.
Yeah, we've been rolling since like,
a long time, actually.
11. So
Yeah.
yeah, we just wanted to get you in for this little segment too, because like one of the things we want to like try to figure out is like, because like not only like I can imagine sex ed, it like even now still is hard as fuck and all that stuff too, and like yeah, and I'm sure like and I'm sure like you like even try to talk to them like, you know, like how parents want to give the talk and stuff like that.
Oh, no. Chances are I get females.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Not even the conversation.
So it's not even a conversation, but like
Exactly.
yeah, we get that. So like but like with like, you know,
Oh, you got it. Okay.
yeah, I got like this thing. So the biggest common statistic for testicular cancer, it affects people from age, most common for males, but 15 to 34. Like how do, like we're trying to figure out, and how do you communicate, you know, checking your nuts to like, you know, like kids or like even other guys and all that stuff too. Like we're trying to figure out that, and like, you know, how could like
So
we talk
Chance
to you
would
about
have
like,
that conversation with you.
Oh, no. We had that conversation a while back.
Oh yeah, make
See,
sure
about
you don't have
testicular
anything in there,
cancer?
so-
No, not testicular cancer.
No.
About sexual education.
Yeah.
But is
like,
it a
how would-
conversation you
But
think
how
you'd
to
be
clean it,
willing to
though. I
have
clean
with
it every
them?
day now.
Yeah, and so how to clean it, that's also involved like,
It
like how to
hurt
check
at
for like
first,
any
though.
lumps or bumps and all that stuff.
Because
So, like,
I'm
yeah.
not circumcised, so like it hurt.
Oh yeah.
I had to, like,
That's disgusting. Thank you for letting us know that.
I mean that's a conversation. So yeah, that's a conversation. Yeah.
What we talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about nuts.
So you
in
know, it hurt
general,
at
so-
first, but like
yeah.
now I could just.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, you just
What
gotta
is
clean it
that?
all. So it's yeah, yeah.
What along with that? Jesus Christ.
But yeah, like the biggest thing is like, you know, sometimes we forget to check our nuts like, as guys. Like, you know, even for me when I was in high school and all that stuff, you don't want to even think about,
I
you
want
know,
this card.
making sure that you're okay and like, cause like
Got
there's
your
like the
picture of it?
signs of like lumps,
Yeah.
and,
I
like
take a
bumps.
picture.
Yeah, you can keep that. So
I can keep it.
Yeah, you can keep it if you
Put it
want.
in your
Like,
wallet.
because our goal for this is like we're trying to figure out how to spread awareness for testicular cancer, because that was something I went through back in like.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, you do that.
I did it
too?
for fun though. I didn't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, so if you notice anything in your lumps or bumps, there you go. So he already knows. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's my license.
Well,
but I
let
made
me.
my
There you
pearl.
go.
All
So, yeah.
right.
Let me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
So for you, right?
Yeah.
Being like you have friends and things like that, how do you think that? How do you first things first? I want to ask: do you guys have that conversation
My friend.
about you?
Not about how to clean it. We just talk about.
No,
females.
not how to clean your stuff. No, about just the awareness of, you know, it's probably not a common conversation. But
Yeah.
let me ask you this question based off that.
I would say use protection or something like that. But that's
Yeah,
really
but like this is for testicular cancer, it's kind of different. It doesn't involve sex. It just.
Oh, I didn't know nothing about this particular. I never heard of that. in my
Exactly.
life.
So
Yeah.
okay. So
But
based
now
off
you
of-
know.
Yeah.
Exactly. So based off Marco was saying, I have a question in reference to how do you think that we, you know, as a collective group and things like that, and especially Mark and his organization, how do you think he can basically market in a sense to people your age?
How he can market?
Yeah,
Like how do you think?
Like,
he
how
can-
do you think?
You got to be like real, like persuasive.
yeah, persuasive. Yeah,
Yeah,
but how
Like,
can
you
we be
gotta, like,
persuasive
say,
and try
like,
to get
if
you to listen? So
If you don't clean it once a day,
Yeah.
you're gonna die. Like you
No,
know,
what?
something-
Oh God, you can't say that.
like you gotta be like real, like interest, like. They
But
gotta,
I
like,
get what
like,
you
like,
mean.
But
know
not
what I mean?
but
like,
how
you
do
have
how do
to
we not
be
awkward. That's what I'm
how
asking.
when I,
yeah, like how like
that's awkward.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's,
It's just
automatically
gonna, so
gonna be
basically you
automatically
think
awkward,
it's already going to be awkward, so you may as well just kind of go ahead and jump
Like the
into
Band-Aid,
it,
yeah,
but
like
sort of
Just
rip it off.
yeah, just say it.
enforce it. Sort
Yeah,
of.
we old enough. We can,
Well, I get that.
So we're old enough. We
Yeah.
can handle it.
yeah, it's just saying, hey, man, if you ever have like some lumps or bumps on your thing.
Oh no, I'm not saying that to my
Yeah.
friends. No,
Yeah.
It's like a commercial or something. Like no, that's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. I was
That's
saying, like,
weird.
what if, like, is there like some sort of thing that maybe we could have like an after school or education program that's in sex ed or something like that?
With my
about
friends?
yeah, or just like what's a way that we think we can engage, like, you know, actually talk to you, like, to more kids your age about, you know, testicular cancer, because like we don't like you said before, you didn't even know that was a thing.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. So yeah.
Try to like promote.
Yeah, we do have the
social
Instagram. We have
media.
saving out on Instagram. So we don't have TikTok.
Actually, that'd be a really good idea.
Yeah.
Use
Do
TikTok.
TikTok.
That's not a bad
We all
idea.
on that. I'm trying to get famous.
Oh yeah, there you
Only
go.
like,
So,
how many followers I got? Like 1,000.
yeah, there you go. So yeah,
I'm lying. I got like 15.
I got like 22 or something like that. So yeah.
So speaking of, I guess, like impacting other people with our movement and what we're trying to do, Chance, I guess my final question for you is, what kind of legacy do you think you want to try to leave?
Yeah,
with
so
everything that's going on.
Yeah, including Taquan right here. So yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, throughout this whole, I guess, year, and not even before this year, I was thinking of, because I worked with, like I said before, I've worked with so many nonprofits, and to be able to work with so many nonprofits and I put events together, honestly, and I have pictures and I can show you guys this after the fact or whatever the case may be. But I did an event last, and you know about this event, but you weren't there. This back to school event that I did.
Do they know how many businesses you run?
Yeah, we talked about all that already. Look, trying to plug me. Like, all right,
there you go. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm doing this all for other nonprofit organizations. I would love to start my own. So I guess to answer your question, I want to start Legacy Foundation. I have no idea I can do it. It's really hard for me to run a business and manage it at the same time. I'm really good at managing other people's businesses or running, like even with my hair salon, it's really hard to own it and manage it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can get the lines can get blurred at times. But for me, I think that I want to have a foundation, Legacy Foundation, where we kind of focus on, especially adolescents. I like kids because they're so fun and they teach you a lot of stuff. Don't even look at me like that. As if
Not the one we got in the car right now.
Okay, well, no, the kids that I have sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
But yeah, so that's what I want to do. I want to leave like that.
Yeah, I got you. So.
That's good.
You think like with with you and your other foster kids too, is that you want to like have them like kind of like
be involved.
that legacy too, like say like Taquan the legacy over here. So yeah, you want to make your own legacy too. So yeah.
You will eventually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave a stamp.
Trust me.
So you're gonna leave a stamp.
Yeah,
well,
leave your mark right there. So yeah. There you go. So
I'd like to thank you both
for
being on the podcast today.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, we were here.
Yeah,
we were here for a
while.
Yeah,
I
wasn't here for a while.
Oh.
But you were here.
Y'all gonna add me in this? I can have my Instagram.
Yeah, definitely. With your Instagram.
We got the camera right there.
Ankle breaker 10.
There's another camera over there.
Should
too,
be.
So, yeah.
They heard it already.
Yeah.
Thank you for free clown. Thank you.
Of course.
Well,
you got
this is a good conversation.
Yes. This is on the Go Nuts podcast with Chance the Legacy and Taquan over here and Anders J. Hare.
What is this on? Is it on Spotify? Or something?
Yeah, it's on Spotify.
Everywhere, yeah.
So, yeah.
It's on Apple Music?
Yeah, Apple Music too, so
Okay.
yeah.
Could you talk? Yes. So
thank you for listening, everybody.
Yes, yeah, we'll put it in there.
Soon.
So yes. We're gonna keep going nuts here on the Go Nuts
so much.
podcast and save a nut. So yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Bye.
Yeah.